Hi Holistretch fam, this is Frances Eve. In this video, you are going to learn stretches for runners. This could also be if you're a hiker, if you have done stairs, if you have done anything that really uses the lower body. I mean, even cycling and skating, you will love these stretches. I've created a 3-part series of stretching the major muscle groups of the lower body. That means the calves, the quads, the hip flexors, the glutes, and the hamstrings. These stretches are going to target all of those muscles. So I hope you enjoy these stretches. Before we begin, please subscribe to the channel. I have so many stretch videos for you to check out. And then let's dive right in. Hey guys, welcome back. So the first part of this stretch, we're going to get into a position just like a high lunge. So have one leg in the front. I'm using my left leg in the front at first. And then the most important thing about when you're doing these stretches is that your posture is correct. And why that isn't so important is because you don't want to tweak your joints. If your joints are out of place and you start doing a stretch, you could weaken muscles that need to be strengthened and you could knock your joints out of place. So you really want to find that proper alignment. So what we want to do is find that high lunge posture. Knee in line with the toes, knee in line with the hips, hip in line with the shoulder, or really it's in line with the pec. And then your shoulders are square to your foot, okay? So find this posture first. Have the spine nice and straight. We don't want any slumping. Nice and straight spine, shoulders up, back, and down, long neck, okay? Hands on hips here. The back foot is all the way flat on the ground. If your heel doesn't touch, just scooch the leg up a little closer. And if it touches and you can go further, that's even better. You'll get a deeper stretch the further your leg is, but keeping that heel down too. Okay, so now that we're squared with that front foot, what we're going to do first is we're going to bend the front knee. Now notice when I bend the front knee, what happens to the back leg? I get a nice long line here. The hip flexor opens up, the quads stretch, and so does the back of my calf. We're targeting a lot of different muscles here, aren't we? So I'm bending forward, opening this up. Now these stretches are dynamic stretches. I always like to stretch dynamically. That just means you are in movement while you're stretching. And you also get a workout a little bit. You get to strengthen your muscles while you're stretching. So coming forward, we're gonna straighten that front leg. We're gonna do 5 on each side, okay? I'm gonna show you the full series first and then we'll switch. So second time, we're bending the knee, feeling that stretch on the exhale. Inhale, come up. Exhale, down for 3. Each time you come down, see if you can continue to straighten and lift up out of those hips. And the more you lift up out of those hips, the deeper you'll feel the stretch in the flexor here. Straighten and bend. You can even take the hands and press down on the hips. This actually creates much more length along the sacrum and the hip flexor. Last time, straighten, inhale, and exhale, lengthen. Awesome, that feels tight for me. Does it feel tight for you guys? I need to stretch, stretch, stretch. Okay, great. So that's the first part. Second part, keeping the front leg straight. We're going to keep the same posture, nice straight spine. You might want to squeeze this glute in a little bit just to keep yourself nice and lifted. And then we're going to fold forward. Notice when I fold forward, what stretches? The hamstring. The hamstring on the front of the leg stretches all the way. And I can even go so deep into the stretch that I feel stretch in the glute as well. Squeezing the glute to lift up. And then coming back down. Exhale. Keeping those shoulders back and down. We don't want to hang like this. We want to keep lifted and pressed back. Spine nice and long. Good. Push down to lift up. 3 more. Come down. Flat spine. Stretching the hamstrings, squeezing to lift up. You're going to feel that squeeze along the inside of the leg, the groin, and you're going to feel it in the outside of the leg, the glute. 2 more. Lengthen and lift. 1 more. Lengthen and lift. Good. All right, you guys ready for the third part? Third part is we're coming back to the bend, then we're coming straight, we're folding forward, and we're lifting up. That's what we have so far, right? All right, the third part is we're coming to the bend. We're gonna bring this back leg out just another inch, and then we're lifting the opposite arm to the front leg over and back. What am I stretching here? Notice how I'm stretching the same muscles from the first part, the hip flexor, the quad, and the calf. And then I'm also getting a workout in this front leg, which is really nice. This will also help shape your quads, your thighs, reaching all the way. We're working the shoulder as well, which is really nice, especially if you're running like this. Opening up the arm, the chest, opening up the shoulder, and reaching forward. Coming back into the bend, straighten. Come forward, lift up, bend, getting that stretch, reach all the way over. Yes. And notice how when I come over with the arm, I actually sink deeper into the stretch. So it's just next level, isn't it? Reaching over. On hip, folding forward and up for 3. Bend, reach, and stretch. Coming back. Fold forward for 4. Bend, reach, and stretch. Now, if you're losing your balance, trust me, I've done this a few times, so I've gotten better at the balance, but when I first started trying this, balance is not easy, so this is also a really great practice for your balance and also strengthening the calf. You feel the calf burning and reach. That's why it's such a great warm-up and over. And I even practice these stretches like in between my workouts too. So I get a nice workout in the thigh and the calf while I'm stretching the hips. It's awesome. Okay, so I hope you like that. We're going to work our way to the other side, but before we do that, I want you to just feel the difference. I want you to feel, for me, I feel so open here and long, and this side feels a little like tight, but I also feel like I worked the thigh, which feels really good. It's like a little burning back here. So notice the feeling in your body, and let's go to the other side. We're going to have our right foot forward this time. Back leg is the left leg now. And find that high lunge position. We want to keep the back foot all the way down, heel into the ground. And then find your alignment. So hip in line with the knee, in line with the toes. Spine lifted out of the hips, straight, shoulders up, back down, neck long, hands on hips. Once you have this, we're going to bend the front leg. Okay? And your knee is really much in line with the toes. It's really around the alignment there. Feeling that opening in the hip flexor. Good. And I'm not getting so much of a stretch, so I'm actually going to bring my foot a little bit back. As long as your heel still touches the ground, you can bring that leg a little bit back and bend. Good. Straighten and bend, sink down for 2. Inhale up, exhale down for 3. Up and melt. Up, and you feel the glute working on that front side. Yes, getting a nice workout there too. Good. Now we're going to straighten that front leg, straighten the spine even more, lifting out of the hips and fold forward. Exhale, coming down. Shoulders up and back. Contracting the hamstring to lift up and fold forward. Feel that stretch on the hamstring. Such a deep stretch on that front hamstring, isn't it? And lift up. Fold forward. 3, pulling out of those hips. You can even bring your hands to push the hips back. So the hands aren't just sitting here. Hands are actually working. They're pushing the hips back away from the top of the spine. Lifting, coming down, pushing back. Oh, so good. One more time, lift up. Inhale, exhale, stretch. Nice and deep, so good. Awesome, lifting up. How you guys doing? Come to the bend, straighten the leg, bringing that arm all the way up and back. So it's the opposite arm, working that shoulder rotator cuff and reaching back behind you as you bend the front leg. Coming back up, folding forward. Coming up, bend and reach. 2, deep stretch in the hip flexor. Reaching up, folding forward. Bend and 3, reach behind you. Feel the stretch and the strengthening of that quad and the calf. Reach, stretch, up, 4. Thank you, tree. Reach. And one more time. Make it your best. Coming forward, up, and back. Amazing. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. I hope you feel looser in your lower body and you feel free and you feel ready to conquer any mountain that you please. I will see you in the next video.